Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the Transformational Soul. My name is Ruth Soltman, and I would like to welcome you, all of our live viewers and listeners, and all of the ones who are watching this as a replay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. This show is streaming live right now on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and X. Please hit the like, the thumbs up button. Please share and retweet, repost. I greatly appreciate that. And please say hello if you're out there watching, because I'd love to hear from you. I invite you to check out my website, ruthsoltman.com. That's RUTH, S as in Sam, OL, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, A, N as in Nancy.com. And you can find out all about my books, my oracle cards, and my services. You can order directly from my website. And my website also has links to order from Amazon if you prefer that. So thank you so much. And I hope you guys will check that out. Thank you, Tiffany. Goldylocks has a group on Telegram, and it's an amazing group. And if you get on there and set up an account and join us over there, you're going to see a lot of familiar names, a lot. So we share information daily. There's a great exchange over there. So I hope you will come and join us if you haven't already. And I want to say hello to a few people that are here tonight. Hello, Richard. Nice of you to join us tonight. And Robert. And hello, Joyce. Nice to see you. Don't forget to check out the merchandise store that Goldylocks has, an online merchandise store. There's tons and tons of awesome designs on there that can be put onto most, any product on there. So check that out. You might want to get something to support your favorite show. Who knows? And don't forget to check out the Goldylocks Productions Oracle cards, Energize. These are amazing cards. And I know we've all used them on our shows. They have messages from all of the different show hosts and these beautiful sacred geometry signs symbols that Tiffany found and put it all together for us. And they're just these really beautiful, beautiful cards. And there's a link you can order, and it'll be shipped directly to you. Thank you all for sharing information about my show and all of the Goldylocks shows. You guys are really, really amazing. And thanks to you, someone else hears about our shows. I want to wish a very happy birthday to everyone who is celebrating this week. And let's send out some love, light, and healing to all who are in need. Let's remember Robin McGuire and her son, Carolee and Carrie's daughter, Carrie, Veronica, Holly, Judy and Maggie, who have been feeling a little bit under the weather this week, and also to Charlotte, who's been feeling the same way, but she is, feeling a whole lot better today. But we want to make sure she gets back to 100%. If you would like to give a tip or donation, you can do that via my Venmo, a Rumble Rant on Rumble, or a Super Chat or Super Sticker on YouTube. Know that your tips and donations are greatly appreciated. It does help to cover the cost of the shows. Thank you for joining us this past Saturday for the Spiritual Message Circle. It was so much fun. And I didn't realize it until Tiffany told me this today. It's the last day of January. I don't know why, but all day I was thinking today was the 30th. So it is the last day of January. We are 1 month into this new year, 2024. So how has your new year been going? I know the energy is really, really strong right now. I trust that everyone is, staying hydrated, rested, centered. The energy will continue coming in like this in waves. 1 minute we feel up, then we're down, then we're up again. It's this energy is bringing new awareness for us. So be mindful of everything that comes your way. Pay very close attention. I know I heard Marcia talking about this the other night on her show. Um, well, it was on Monday night. I just can't recall the name all of a sudden. But she was talking about the energy and how it's been impacting her body. And I've had this going on for a little while now. Um, Headaches, the dizziness. I've had the nausea at the very most bizarre and unusual times. It's not related to anything that I eat or drink. It'll just hit like poof all of a sudden. Um, Head pressure, a lot of head pressure. Um, my little dog has been having stomach issues the last few days, and I think it's from the energy as well. Um, I have been, what else? Oh, I have had that swelling in my body as well. I know Marcia was speaking about this. I didn't get to hear all of what she said because I had a couple of interruptions, and I do want to go back and finish it. But I have had that same issue. One day, my left foot and ankle, I mean, they felt like they were 3 times the size. It didn't look like it, but it felt like it. And when I would walk on it, the top of my foot, it felt like my foot was broke. It hurt. And then the next day, it was that foot, my left foot, and my right knee. So you can imagine it was hard, hobbling around there for a few days. Then it was both knees. Then it's both knees and my right side of my lower back, or my left side of my lower back. The lower back, when I feel that inflammation, it pushes on my ribs, or maybe it is in my ribs. But that was very uncomfortable for about 4 days. That has finally shifted. But like Marcia said, it kind of moved throughout her body, and that's how it has been with me. But now I'm feeling like that feeling is about gone. I have enormous head pressure right now, but I know that's a lot of the energy from you guys. So if you guys are experiencing any of these weird symptoms, please let me know. Please let me know. Because the energy is very, very strong, and we are all feeling it. Oh, and another thing, the last few nights, my dog has been waking me up to take her outside. So during the middle of the night, like I'd just be, in a good sleep, and she'd start whining and crying at the door. And then I would wake up. And all these times that she woke me up the last couple nights, I was in the middle of dreaming. So I remembered my dream. And let me tell you, I'm having like really bizarre, crazy dreams again. So I know that has a lot to do with the energy and different things that, I'm probably working through that I don't even know about. So if that's happening to anybody else, you're not the only one. So just know that. But I'm trying to drink more water because it feels like it really helps me. It helps like it flushes stuff out. And just feeling like that, whether it is or not, if it feels like that to me, it's working for me, right? Joyce said, my dog hid me up last night from 3 to 5 a.m. Oh, goodness. Tiffany said, same here. My knees have been hurting too. Moves from my feet, even my toes, up to my knees and lower back. Yes, that's how it's been for me. And one thing I have noticed over the years, if I have pain or uncomfortableness on one side of my body body tolerates it much, much better than the other side. And the side that it was originally on to begin with was the one that was more intense. So it had me kind of miserable over the weekend. I didn't get a whole lot done. I was just kind of trying to take a little bit of better care and rest more and, things like that, and just kind of relax and not put any pressure on myself to get stuff done. So I don't like to start on a Monday feeling like I'm in the doghouse, I like to feel refreshed and ready to go. And now that I'm thinking about this and talking about it, each day this week has gotten better. So I'm hoping that means either the energy is subsiding a little bit, or maybe it's just getting acclimated more to my energy. We'll see. Good night, Richard. Have a great night at work. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. So since I haven't been physically doing a lot of stuff, I've been sitting around a lot and thinking a lot. And, I was thinking about how much we have learned from 2020. One message that I have repeatedly gotten since then, and I still get it now, is that now is the time. Now is the time. And at first, when I first started getting that message, I thought that was like a message to me. You got to get this done now because you're not going to be here next week. I mean, it kind of like, startled me at first because I didn't really know what to think. Now is the time. Now is the time for what? Now is the time to heal. Now is the time to do whatever you want to do. And it's very true. None of us are promised tomorrow. Not one of us. We all go to bed at night expecting that we're going to wake up in the morning. But it doesn't happen for everyone. Since 2020, so many people have left the planet. And I know on social media, and I'm not just talking from, the situation in 2020, but I have been very surprised. There's some weeks when I get on social media and the first 5 posts I read is, my father transitioned, my brother, transitioned. And sometimes it was something that was expected because they had been ill, but sometimes it was a jaw-breaking shocker. And even when you're kind of know it's coming for a loved one, it's still a jaw-breaking shocker when it actually happens. It's like it's hard to believe that it actually happened. And I've seen this a lot, and I've seen this with a lot of people's pets, a ton of pets. Every single day that I'm on social media, there's at least 1 or 2 that I've seen. But when all that stuff was going on, we put a lot of things on hold that year and the year after. Travel plans, weddings, people had to completely change what they had planned to do. In a way, it was a huge reset for many people because they began to reprioritize their lives. They began to see what was really important. And, when you're really busy and focused on work all the time, and that is your main focus and main goal in life, you can really lose sight of the important things, the people, the love, the quality of time that you get to spend with people. And when all that stuff happened, there was a lot of quality home time for everyone. A lot of people, were either working from home or not working, and they were just at home. Kids were doing school at home. There is a lot of time for families to grow closer and to realize how important they are to each other. People began living in the moment more than ever. In the moment is the best place to be. When we are living in the past or the future, we miss out on what is going on right now. People post pictures all the time, and people take selfies all the time. And when I was a kid, my parents didn't have a camera for the longest time. And then when we had one, you have to put the film in and you go to take the picture, and you're just hoping that it even turned out. You're hoping that it's not blurry or somebody wasn't blinking or your finger didn't get in the way, because there was no way to tell until you developed the film. And nowadays, most people have cell phones and they all take pictures with their cell phones. And I rarely do that, because what I have found for me, and I'm not saying this is true for everyone else, but I would be, because I've tried doing it, I would be so busy focused on making sure I was getting a good picture, making sure it was the right angle, making sure I was getting what I needed to, making sure that I actually turned it on. Because a lot of times, when I take videos, I'll hit the button, I think I'm taking a video, and I look down to see how long it is, and no, I haven't even started it. I do that all the stinking time on my cell phone. I don't know why, but I do. And it cracks me up every time. But when I have found for myself, when I'm trying to do that and I'm more focused on what's this going to look like, I miss out on what it is that I'm trying to take a picture or a video of. So I found for me that I was missing out on stuff. So I kind of just, quit doing that. And I would rather enjoy it now and have the memory of it. Even if I don't have a photo as a memory, I have the memory myself in my head. And, somebody else is always going to take a picture anyway. Hello, Sarah. Nice to see you. So now is the time to do those things that you've always wanted to do. Always wanted to do. There might be things from when you were a kid, you thought, one day I'm going to do that. It might be something that, just in the last 5 years is something that interests you or is now important to you. Now is the time to follow your dreams. If not now, when? When are you going to do it? When? A lot of times we talk ourselves out of things because we think that, oh, it's just not possible. Everything is possible. What is stopping you right now, at this very minute, from following your dreams and living your life on your terms? Think about that. Is it finances? Because I know that can be an issue for a lot of people. Put out your crystal clear intention of what you want. Do not set limitations on how it comes to you. Don't think about how it's going to come. Believe that it will. The universe will deliver. You have to trust. When you don't trust and you have that doubt, then you set up blockages. You set up, what's the other word I'm looking for? Blockage. You set up, barriers to that coming to you. So don't have any doubt. Don't have any fear about it. Now, is it an age factor? You think you're too young? You think you're too old? Get over that really fast, because just get that idea right out of your head, because age is just a number. Age is just a number. Some people overlook ideas of children. Have you ever heard this, heard a conversation where a kid will come up and, I got this great idea. And the person responds with something like, oh, you're just a kid. What do you know? People are getting better, I think, at listening and valuing what children have to say than they did in the past. Children are taken more seriously now than they were like when I was a kid. Children, like this generation, don't even think about their age if they're young. This generation comes here remembering a lot. They know stuff. They remember stuff. Don't count them out. Now, my grandson Brandon is 7 years old. He's going to be 8 in February. And a while back, him and his dad started barbecuing in their neighborhood, and like they had a big smoker and stuff, and they would prepare food and sell it to the neighbors. And they did this like during the holiday weekends, over summer break. And Brandon is very good at saving his money. He'll save his money for something big that he wants. He does not have a problem with that. Now the kid's not even 8 years old yet. He's already they bought a new smoker, a bigger one, and then they were doing that for a while. And now I guess somebody else in the neighborhood started kind of doing the same thing. So they just kind of, wind down about that. What's the word? I messed up the word. They wound down. Okay. But Brandon is saving his money because he wants to buy a vending machine. Yes, a vending machine. And I just saw, because he's figured out how much money he can earn, how much money he can make. And I think it's amazing. He comes up with these great ideas, and, his parents listen and they support that. And that's a beautiful thing. So he's really like on his road to, if you can save money like that at that age, I think that is absolutely amazing. Now, the thing with the age, thinking that you're too old, I read an article that said, there was this study in the New England Journal of Medicine that found that the most productive age in human life is between 60 and 70. The second most productive stage is 70 to 80. That certainly isn't the idea we pick up from society, now is it? Not at all. That is not the way 60 to 80-year-olds are viewed in this country. Just imagine if they all realized their power, what amazing things they could do. So I think that's pretty awesome. I remember my first job, I worked at St. Joseph's Home for the Aged. It wasn't a nursing home, but it was for people who were too old to take care of themselves, or they just weren't able anymore. And they didn't really have family that could help them out. And I worked in the kitchen. We prepared meals and stuff. But I used to go there on the weekends and visit with them. I had made friends with several of the residents. And I'm telling you, they were like the most amazing people. They have the best stories. They have the best advice. So much wisdom. And I was always so grateful that I had that experience because it was just amazing. And a lot of times, we don't view like the elderly or the seniors. We kind of just want to pretend like they don't exist. I know everyone is not like that, but there are people that are, and they just kind of want to, put them out to pasture, so to speak. They feel like they're not, and I only say this because I've heard this from people. They're not useful anymore. What could they possibly contribute? Well, they can contribute a heck of a lot. And I know there's some countries where like they practically worship their elderly people, and they're always taken care of by family. Like I can't imagine if my parents had been put in a nursing home. That would have been so hard for me. I just can't even imagine that. I am very grateful that I had the opportunity to care for both of them. Yes, it was really, really hard, but wow, it really, really deepened our relationships too. Now, another reason people might not want to go for their dreams is because they don't like change. But there's a lot of people in that boat. A lot of people don't like change. But think about this. If nothing ever changes, everything would stay the same forever. Everything. Who really wants that? That would be so incredibly boring. And change is one thing that is a constant in our life. We can't always direct that change. Sometimes it just occurs in our life. Most of the time, the excuses that we tell ourselves is just plain and simple fear. Fear. It could be fear of succeeding at something. It could be fear of going for your dream and failing. But you're never going to know until you try. Once you decide to get out of your own way, that will change. Once you decide to take that step to move forward, then once you make that decision to take that step forward, the universe starts conspiring with you to make your desires come to fruition. When you step outside of your comfort zone, you will find rewards beyond belief. Let me tell you, I used to hear people say that all the time, and it's very, very true. It's like finding that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. We've all only just begun to tap into the magnitude of who we are and what we can accomplish. Hello, Sam. So follow that dream. Let it take you as far as you can possibly go. Then follow another dream and another one, because everything is possible. Everything. You are the only one that needs to believe in you. You're the only one. It all begins with you. Now is the time to be all that you are meant to be. And if you knew what was waiting for you at the end of that journey, at the end of fulfilling that dream, wouldn't you want to start now? Self-empowerment, self-fulfillment, healing, growth, expansion. That is all waiting for you. All of that and much, much more. We get ourselves sometimes into this state where our fear paralyzes us and keeps us from being able to move forward. And you have to get yourself unstuck. You have to. Sometimes we just have to suck it up and do it. At least try. Think about how boring life would be if you didn't have any dreams or any plans. Think about back to 2020. It's like life was canceled for a year or two. Any plans that you had were put on hold indefinitely. And remember that feeling of there's nothing to look forward to right now. I remember that very clearly because, people weren't even getting together for birthdays and, celebrations. A lot of people weren't. And I just remember thinking, wow, it really makes a difference when you have something to look forward to. When you don't have anything to look forward to, I don't know, it kind of makes you feel sometimes like, why even get out of bed? So make plans. If you want to travel, maybe you have this, dream of going to Italy or France. And in your mind, in your bank account, you don't see the funds there to do that. Once you put that out there, you're going to start getting some ideas on how you can come about that money, how you can come about accommodations. Maybe you want to learn how to paint. You've never painted before. Put that out there. People are going to start falling onto your path that are going to help you with that. Or writing, or learning how to ski, whatever it might be. When you put that out there, put those intentions out there, people are going to start falling across your path. Literally, they're going to just boom, they're there all of a sudden. And it's going to be like, you're going to feel like, wow, where did that come from? How did that happen? Wow, what a coincidence. No, it is not. It is divine intervention. It is, you manifesting those people. I remember sometimes you are the one that they are manifesting, right? Sometimes you are the one that they are manifesting. So work on following your dreams, fulfilling those goals, those things that you really, really want to do. And sometimes we might feel like we don't want to even try because people are like our family, friends, people close to us are going to laugh at us. Who cares if they do? Who cares if they do? If you are doing something that you so deeply want to do and something that really sets your soul on fire, you better go for it because you are doing yourself a huge disservice. Oh, excuse me, if you don't. They're not going to carry the way. And, maybe your dream is to start your own business. And people are just, oh, that's never going to work. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, that's stupid. And then, start it on the side. If you have a full-time job, start it on the side. Once it picks up, boom, right? And then you're living your dream. You are living your dream. And then all those people that were laughing, the only reason people would is because they feel they couldn't do that. So they have a hard time seeing that someone else can. But you can. We can do anything and everything we want to do. We're unstoppable. Unstoppable. So maybe you have a whole hat full of dreams, a whole ton of different things. I know I've been getting quite a few new ideas lately. And I got one just the other day that just poof came out of nowhere. And I was like, yeah, I never thought about something like that, but maybe I'll give that a try. It could be fun. But we're always getting ideas. We're always getting information. A lot of times we just don't pay attention to it. Um, probably, probably if I hadn't have been like really relaxed and rested when I got that idea the other day, it might have just went like right over my head. And I might not have even realized it. But um, not every single idea that comes to you, you have to follow through with. The ones that really resonate with you, or there are something that you feel really deep inside that you could do or you want to do. All my life, I have felt, and this probably sounds really funny, um, when I pick up a paintbrush, whether it's painting a wall or if I'm doing like some little craft or something, when I have that paintbrush in my hand, I feel like I could paint like a masterpiece. Oh, I have, anything I've painted has not looked like I think like it doesn't look like I feel it. Okay, if that makes sense. When I get that paintbrush in my hand, I feel like I must have been like a painter in another life or something. And so it's something I've always, tried to do here and there now, but it doesn't really turn out the way that, I think it's going to or feel like it's going to. But I know somewhere along the line, at some point, I'm probably going to try to paint because I felt that for like probably 30 years. I always liked painting like the house, painting the bedroom, painting the living room. I love doing that. Now it's, as you get a little older, it's not as much fun getting up and down on a ladder, but I just loved the paint part of it. I've helped my mom paint her house, painted my daughter's house and my other daughter's house too. And like through the years, and there's something about it that's very meditative. I don't know if it's just the way the paint goes on the wall or rolling it or what it is, but to me it was very like calming and meditative. So maybe that's the only kind of painting that I'm supposed to do. I don't know yet, but we'll see. Hello, Heather. Nice to see you. It's Sam. But pay attention to those little things. Pay attention to those little things. Maybe you have a real passion for cooking. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe you don't want to go as far as setting up your own restaurant. Maybe that's not really a dream. But they have food carts. Food carts. Um, and that can be a very, beneficial business for a lot of people. You can take your little food cart from different places. You get a populated area where there's nothing around there for people to eat at lunchtime. You're going to get all the local lunchtime business, yes, from like all of like the, corporate offices and stuff. There's a lot of different marketing things that you can do for any kind of endeavor. Sarah said, I feel the same way about painting. Isn't it? I know, and it sounds really weird and, odd, but yeah, I've always felt like that. I would love to paint something and look at it and be able to tell what it is, because when I get that idea in my head, and even if I try to follow someone's directions and I'm painting and I'm looking at it and it doesn't look anything like theirs. Bob Ross, he's got some fantastic videos out there, but like I would have to hit pause every 5 seconds because he goes way too fast, way too fast for, I would think, a beginner. But his pictures look amazing, absolutely amazing. I have been watching a few videos lately about watercolors. Never in my life before did I ever think I would like or enjoy watercolors, but I'm really feeling that right now. Really feeling it. So who knows what's going to happen next? Now, before the show, I did pull a card for everyone, and I really love this card because it really goes along with following your dream and reasons why you wouldn't. It says, igniting courage. I am strong, valiant, and courageous. And I know it takes a lot, sometimes to step outside of your comfort zone and because that's unknown territory. You have no idea what's waiting there for you. But I can tell you, it's not going to be. It's going to be something better than where you're already at, because just the act of doing it changes you. It absolutely changes you, because you get so empowered, you get so much confidence, um, and you realize that you're not alone in whatever it is that you're doing as you step outside of your comfort zone. Um, so, like for me, when I wrote my first book, I had that apprehension about publishing it or about anybody even reading it. What is the point of me writing it and trying to help people with it if I don't let anybody read it? Um, but the first time, like when it was first published, um, you kind of just take a deep breath, and then you hear from people, wow, I experienced something similar in this, this part right here. Wow, I swear you must have been reading my mind. And then the feeling of enormous gratitude that you have for your angels and guides who have been there all those years, nudging you and pushing you, and just probably shaking their heads and going, when are you going to listen? You feel so much gratitude for them. And you feel so, proud of yourself for stepping, out of your comfort zone and doing that. And then once you do that, it's so much easier to do it the next time, no matter what it is. It's that initial first step that can be terrifying. I'm not going to lie. It can be, it can be terrifying, but you just have to do it. You have to be courageous, which is what that card just said, where did I put it? Ignite your courage. Be courageous. Don't be afraid to step into your power. Don't be afraid to acknowledge all that you are. Sarah said, illustrations for a future children's book. Interesting. That sounds exciting. Okay. So, if anyone would like a message, we've got lots of time for some messages. And I'm going to pull a card for Richard because I know he had to go to work. And I felt bad because a couple of weeks ago, I forgot to write his name down, and then he went to work, so he wasn't in the comments anymore. And then I forgot to give him a message. Okay, Richard Riddle. Nurture. I don't know why that is glaring like that. Nurture. And it says, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. Now, that's pretty cool because I will tell you, playing with a child, you tap into your inner child. You really do. When I sit and play with like my grandkids, or read to them, somehow it taps into your inner child. And it's so much fun and it brings you so much joy. It is very nurturing. It is very, both activities are important right now. So it's important for you to nurture a child and to nurture your own inner child. We all have that inner child, that part of us that needs some extra love and some extra healing and some extra nurturing. Because that inner child, has had a lot of things happen, right? And a lot of times we leave that stuff buried there. So you need to tap into that. And when you're with children and you're playing, you feel like a child. Try playing tag with a kid and not feel like a kid. Even if you're kind of like waddling along because, you have an ache or a pain here or there. But it's fun to play with kids. And kids are so full of curiosity. Very curious. It's funny because I've had several people in my life that, like, I've always been really curious. If I want to know something, I don't have a problem asking. And I'll ask like the most random questions to people sometimes. And they'll just sit there and look at me like, what? Like, I used to do that to my mom all the time. And she would just sit there speechless because she didn't know where that came from. Because it would just be, we'd be sitting there having a cup of coffee, just be talking about, oh, good morning, how's the day, and what are we going to do today? And then all of a sudden it'd be something that came way out of left field. And she'd be like, where did that come from? I don't know. It just popped into my head. And it would be the most random thing. But I totally lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh, I hate when that happens. But it was about the child, nurturing the child. About me being curious. That's what it was. And I've always been that way. So if I think of something, I'll just sometimes blurt it out. I try to get better as I got older at waiting my turn or just trying to think in my head of a better way to phrase it. But I've actually had people tell me, when we were having a conversation, that they felt like they were being interviewed. So I had to kind of figure out a better way to communicate without coming off that way, because that sure wasn't my intention. But you know, when you want to know something, why not ask? I think that's one thing that's really wrong in our society today is communication problems. And you guys might think that's crazy because we have, the internet, we have cell phones, we can call anybody anytime we want, we have text messages. How many times have you gotten a text message from someone and felt that message meant the opposite of what it meant? Because you don't hear a tone in someone's voice, because you don't hear any, inflection in their voice. It can be very challenging. I know I've gotten text messages from my kids once in a while, and it would just be like, like a sentence, and I'll be like, what the heck does that even mean? I don't even understand it. Or it could be a question too that I don't get, that the way it's worded. But a lot of times we have that miscommunication. So it's really nice when you can talk face to face with people, talk to people over the phone, like we used to do. Okay, Sam. Hello, Devin. Prosperity, Sam. Prosperity. Isn't that a beautiful word? And it says, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. And I feel like that once you do, once you let loose and really go for what you want, that, first of all, your fears are going to subside. Your apprehension is going to go away. And how cool is it to take a dream and make it into reality? I mean, come on. That's pretty mind-blowing right there, no matter what it is. Because, I would say most people will have a dream and just sit there and, say, well, I have a dream. One day I'd like to blah, 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 blah. Well, today is one day. And I've seen so many people throughout life that, well, we're going to do this when I retire. Then the person retires, and within 2 weeks, they're gone. Heart attack or whatever. And all these plans that they had made, they had spent 20 years making plans, and now they're not able to do that because, one of them is no longer here. So then you got to kind of change up everything. So don't wait. Don't wait until it's too late. Do it now. But I feel like once you start, things are really going to fall into place quickly, and you are going to gain a lot of prosperity in many different ways. It's not just going to be financial, but you're going to gain a lot of knowledge. You're going to gain a lot of experience, and you're going to gain a lot of feeling really, really good about yourself. And I feel like with all the stuff that you're going to learn, and you're going to gain, the financial aspect is just kind of like the cherry on the top of the sundae. So I hope that makes sense to you, Samir. Oh, Sarah. Got to write down some of your names. And Heather. And I would like to say, I don't know if you guys remember, because it was probably a couple of years ago, but Heather Hunter was a guest on my show, one of my Words of Wisdom shows. And she had talked about her experience. And I mean, if you guys remember, fantastic. You guys can always go back and watch it. It's still there. But she totally rebuilt her life for her and her two daughters after her marriage was over. And I'm only sharing this because it's already out there on the video before. And I used to work with Heather many, many years ago, like 15 years ago, maybe. And over the years, she went to school, she got a good job, and she got another good job, and she keeps advancing herself. And I saw that she posted on Facebook the other day that it's not official yet, but she got her very first ever in her lifetime promotion. So I want to say congratulations, Heather. I am so happy for you. I am so proud of you. You totally deserve it. You have worked your butt off. So I just wanted to put that out there. You are welcome, Sam. Devin. Heather says, I love that experience. Thank you for inviting me. Oh, I loved it too. You were very welcome. It was so much fun. And I mean, I kind of knew a lot about your story, but there's a lot of stuff I didn't know. So it was very eye-opening. And, we never know how strong we are until we have to be. So I'm just so excited for you. Who knows where that's going to take you? Okay. Where am I at? Devin. Devin, you're not going to like this card. I'm sorry. Healthy lifestyle. Healthy lifestyle. You are so welcome, Heather. It says, eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. I know you engage in some physical activity working on the farm, but they're wanting you to get more rest. They're wanting you to drink more water. They're wanting you to be aware of what you're watching, what you're listening to, because that's all part of our healthy lifestyle, right? It's not just what we put physically into our bodies. And, try to eat a little healthier. Maybe add some more vegetables or something to your diet. Because I feel like you need something a little bit more high vibrational, if that makes sense to you. Okay. Sarah. I have Sarah down, and I have Heather down, and I have Joyce. Sarah. Comfort, Sarah. I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. And when we say we are healing our heart, that does not mean it's from a romantic relationship. A lot of times people just assume that. But we have a lot of healing, heart healing to do from every relationship that we've ever had. And it doesn't have to be just from relationships. Just know that the angels are there helping you. I know you have been doing a lot of healing work, Sarah. I know. And you have come so far in the last year that it kind of blows my mind. That's pretty amazing. And know that they're helping you as well. Do you do Reiki on yourself? I feel like that could be pretty amazing. And it's funny because like I forget something. Like it's not that I forget, but like when my knee was hurting, it was quite a while till I said to myself, "Crap, why don't you do Reiki on it?" Because you just forget. I guess you forget, or you're just so focused on the things that you've done since you were a child. When my kids were little, first time they'd get hurt, they'd come running, do Reiki, do Reiki. And it really made me happy that they would do that. And it would always make them feel better. I do Reiki on my dog all the time, especially now that she's getting older. I want her to feel as good as she can. But know that they're there and they're helping you with your healing process, Sarah. And I know you can feel them around you. I know you can. So I hope that resonates with you, Sarah. And Heather. What do we have for Heather? Spread your wings, Heather. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. You're going to be soaring right into that new position of yours. But I know you have other, goals or dreams that you want to accomplish in your lifetime. Don't put them on the back burner anymore. They're important. They're important. And doing those things will help you to heal as well. So know that the timing is perfect. Don't hold back. You are ready to soar no matter what it is that you want to do. So I hope that resonates with you, Heather. You're welcome, Devin. Devin said he's trying really hard. I know. It's not easy. I used to get really ticked off at my mom because she found out she was diabetic in her early 40s. And then she had the high blood pressure. Now, these are things that can be lifestyle adjusted, right? And I used to get so ticked off at her, especially when I was younger, because she just ate whatever she wanted. She ate the crappiest junk food. I'm not saying that my diet has always been perfect, but I'll tell you one thing. If I was diagnosed with either one of those, I can guarantee you that I would change that myself. But it used to really irritate me that she didn't. She's just like, well, there's medication for that, And that whole mindset, I'm glad, I've strayed from that. My dad was more the one who he would barely take, a Tylenol or aspirin or anything if he had a headache. I don't take anything either. I mean, I do other things. But, and it used to really tick me off that she was like that. And, sometimes her blood sugar would drop really, really low and she'd almost pass out. So she'd eat a candy bar. Then I found out my uncle, my dad's brother, he was diabetic too. And he was eating way worse stuff than she was. And their attitude would be like, well, I'm going to go someday. And yes, that's true. We all are. But I would rather have a better quality of life. For me. So don't be hard on yourself, Devin. You do the best you can. Make small changes here and there. It doesn't have to be, a complete revolt overnight. Okay, Sarah said, I need to do more Reiki on myself. Thank you so much. I'm beginning a journey of digging deeper than before. So great validation. Doing more for myself is definitely much needed. Wow. Oh, wow. That's awesome. So, Joyce, what do we have for Joyce? Whoops. Okay, Joyce, 2 cards fell over for you, so I'm going to give you them both. The first one is peace. And it says, peace comes from remembering that only love is real. All this other stuff is just illusion and BS. So don't buy into it. Don't pay attention to it. The other card says you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself. You know. Trust that you know. Trust that the information that is coming to you, or trust the information that is coming to you. Because you already know what to do about what, any given situation in your life. You already know. You just have to first remember that you know. Second, acknowledge that you know, and then trust that you know, and then follow that. But I know that you are very intuitive. So just keep trusting that more and more and more. And as you do, more and more and more is going to come to you, Joyce. Okay, Robert Myers. Sam said, just replace one meal with salad, Devin. Good luck, bro. I am in the same boat. But you know what's really awesome is that people aren't just saying, well, whatever. People are trying to, like you guys, you're all trying to make changes. You are making changes. And it doesn't matter if it's a baby step, it doesn't have to be a giant leap. Baby steps are still going to get you going, still going to get you where you need to be. So that's pretty awesome. Robert Myers. Brilliant idea, Robert. Brilliant. It says, yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. So, wonder what this is. I wonder what idea this is. I love the unicorn. They're so beautiful. But I feel like you're getting a lot of different ideas. So you might have to just pick one. Pick one and run with it. One that really, really resonates with you. And it might just be an idea that pops into your head. It might be something that you overhear from someone else. You could just get an idea when you're driving down the road. It comes, things come to us all the time. A lot of people get messages in the shower, as they're washing off all the gunk and the, blah energy. A lot of times stuff will come to you. It's just sad for me when that does, because I can't write it down. And by the time I get out of the shower, I forget what it was. So, you just have to grin and bear it, I guess. But yes, whatever some ideas are coming to you, Robert, really, really, think about them. Feel them out and see what resonates with you. Because it says right there, Robert, take the action to bring your idea to fruition so you can manifest it. You can manifest it for yourself. Joyce said, thank you. I'm always questioning myself. I need to remind myself all the time. Yeah, you do. Stop questioning yourself, Joyce. You do. Devin said he's eating a salad right now. That is awesome. And that sounds really, really good. But that is really awesome. Thank you guys all so much for being here tonight. This hour went by so fast. I will be back here next Wednesday when we will be in the month of February. February, you know what that is? The month of love, right? Valentine's Day. Every day is the day of love. We don't need just one day a year for that. But anyways, I will see you guys here next week. You all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I love you all. Good night.